This proposal is for my video game called Arcane Gun. It is a first-person RPG that explores what would happen if we took a fantasy world and set it thousands of years in the future. How would fantasy concepts such as magic influence how technology and society progresses out of the medieval era? As society advanced, different nations began an arms race to create what is known as arcane guns. These are weapons that utilize the arcane so that armies wouldn't have to rely solely on magic users. Speaking of magic users, in this age, magic users must be licensed and may come to have jobs for the government, such as joining the battle mage branch of the army. But as all sci-fi stories, the world's resources begin to deplenish, and the nations must put aside their differences and look towards the stars. The races of the planet Okora band together to explore what is known as the Starry Sea. Humans, elves, dwarves, and many more races begin to use their combined knowledge to sail across the Starry Sea and set colonies on distant planets. Eventually, a galactic alliance forms, but when you establish dominance in the unknown pushes back. Creatures called aberrations begin to attack the outermost planets of the Galactic Alliance, which is where our story starts. The player takes control of a battle mage who is the sole survivor of an aberration attack. The player must fight back against the aberration threat, or watch their home and loved ones be destroyed. The 3D concept for this hero is depicted on the screen. The main audience for this game are late teens and adults who enjoy games such as Mass Effect and The Witcher. In its current state, the game consists of a demo training mode called the Simulation. In the simulation, the player has a chance to try out a few methods of gameplay. This includes getting to try out the 4 main weapons of the game that showcase the early animations created for them. Here are the concepts for such animations. The first animation is for the AG-21 assault rifle. One of the first ever militarized arcane guns, the AG-21 is a full auto weapon that is reliable in combat. The next animation is for the Vagabond revolver, a revolver created by Vagabond heroes and adapted for military use. The revolver is a slower weapon, but each of its 6 shots pack a punch. In order to create the animation for this gun, I had to program an Unreal Engine 5 code that made both the player animation and the gun animation play in unison. This animation is for the scatter shot, a gun created by orc scientists. It isn't an elegant weapon, but with a fast-paced reload and bouncing shots, it gets the job done. Finally, we have the animation for the Vendetta, a sniper rifle created by an artificer assassin long ago. The gun is powered by a single arcane crystal that allows the gun to have 10 shots before it needs to be switched out. The simulation also lets players wield magic alongside their weapons. In this demo, players are able to use the Fireball spell, a devastating attack that can take out multiple enemies in one shot. Overall, Arcane Gun has only been in development for 10 weeks, but in that time, a premise was able to be established, a target market chosen, and several beginning features created as shown in this asset showcase.